Hey you guys, it's Kim here. I was actually thinking about a video at work today that I wanted to film. It is kind of a story from growing up, I guess. It is kind of what people thought of my family growing up, because I always had nice things. So this is kind of going to be a video of kind of like rich versus or poor versus the rich. So I grew up in this small town outside of Saskatoon. It was about an hour outside of Saskatoon and an hour outside of Prince Albert in Saskatchewan, Canada, of course, because not a lot of people know about it. It's a small town. I can't really remember how much, like, the population of it. I think it was like 250,000 people in there. I could be mistaken. But anyways, I grew up in a small town. My dad was a farmer and my mom was a registered nurse. So for me to figure skate, or for my brother to play hockey, like, I was more competitive in my figure skating than my brother was with hockey. So my mom ended up having to work 2 jobs for it. And I thank her very much for that, because I met some awesome friends in Prince Albert when I skated there for, I think, 7 years I skated in Prince Albert. It was like from 2001 to 2008? Spring of 2009, maybe? Whatever, it was like, I think I finished in like grade 10, so I graduated high school in the summer of 2010. So yeah, I'm bad with math right now, you guys. Anyways, so I used to always have like my guy friends, like this one guy friend. He might get mad at me for mentioning his name, and I'm sorry, Kendall. But yeah, Kendall and some other guy friends of ours, or even like my girlfriends would tell me, like, geez, your parents are rich, like, all the time, every day. Even if I like got like a new Lululemon outfit or a new pair of blue jeans or something, and they were always just like, geez, you're rich, like, I bet you won't have to even buy your very first car. And it's just like, you know, my parents were never rich. Like, they never really knew behind the scenes. They saw me for who I was, and they always thought or assumed that my family was rich. But really, they didn't know my mom was working 2 jobs. They didn't know my dad was traveling all summer for a job. Like, my dad works for Saskatchewan Municipal Hail, which is like hail insurance for crops. Oh, sorry you guys. I've been kind of burping up excess acid, I guess, stomach acid. Anyways, like, no one really knew. So, like, I guess you can say that was a cause of my anxiety and depression and my suicidal attempts. Like, you know, if you guys want a video, like, me to do like a little talk about like suicide and my suicide attempts and how I got through it and everything, and how I still deal with them every once in a while when I have them, please comment down below. Or if you guys have a video you want to see me do or something, please comment down below as well. But anyways, I used to always get asked, like, how much money does your parents make? Like, I remember for my grad, like, I will try and slip some a picture of my grad dress. Like, I would get comments on like or asked how much it was, like, where did I get it, and it's just like, it's just a dress. Like, so what if I stood out for one day? Like, I was always the shy and quiet one, so I always got tormented or talked about. And you know what, all my friends that I had back in high school, I haven't even talked to them probably since grade 10 was the last time I talked about them. But I think I'm also gonna do a video on best friend, or who used to be my best friend, and like what happened to our relationship. I might see if she can join me on it and see if she's willing to talk about it and talk about our bad blood and everything. Like, me and her are still friends, but we're not, like, she doesn't consider me her best friend anymore, and it's been like this since grade 10. I would say towards the end of grade 10, because of a specific someone in our class that caused a lot of problems between me and this friend. And yes, you guys, I'm eating emotionally. And if you guys want me to, you guys saw my last video, I did like how to not eat unwanted or unhealthy foods. I did mention that I'm an emotional eater, and that tends to bring me towards unhealthy foods like fast food. So, like, my parents aren't home, my mom's up at the lake, and my dad's gone to work, and my uncle's gone to the mall. So I was at work, and I was just like, you know, what do I want? And so sometimes my uncle doesn't take out supper. Anyways, I did a video on me and my uncle's relationship and why he lives with us. So if you guys haven't watched that, please go and watch that instead of commenting and asking me to do a video. I already did one. It's not the greatest video just because I can't really talk about a lot, like what happened with my uncle's in my uncle's life, because it's not my position. So all I can talk about is my feelings on it and how I felt with it, I guess, is what I did in that video. Also, like, you know, I'm kind of rambling on because there's really not much else to say about about like being rich versus poor. Like, really, poor is what you make of it. What you make of your life is what makes you poor. If you want to have a better life and you want to succeed, you want to move forward, you want to be this person that you can travel all the time and do a lot of things, well then, you know, you can consider yourself rich in a way, whereas sometimes you may consider yourself poor. Like, to me, rich is just, it doesn't matter how much money you have in the bank, or your attitude towards the money you have, but like, you know, it's up to the people that want to say they're rich or they're poor. Like, yes, if you're a dentist or a pharmacist, yes, you're going to make a lot of money. And possibly if you're a registered nurse or a nurse practitioner. I know my friend who I was talking about, she is a nurse practitioner and she doesn't party for Sensi's, I think it is. So, yeah, like, you know, you guys can do a lot of things and consider yourself rich. I, for one, I don't consider myself rich. I don't consider my parents rich. And by all means, like, my parents have struggled. There were some times where I thought I would have to give up figure skating. Like, you know, it was hard because my mom had to work 2 jobs, and I hated when people would always say, oh, your parents are rich, oh, you don't need to buy this yourself, you don't need to do this. You know what, there's sometimes where my depression and anxiety were so high that I couldn't even say, like, no, you know what, like, you have no idea, like, it was an ongoing thing from, like, grade 7 to grade 12. So it was tough, but Kendall knew that my parents weren't rich. Like, he knew my mom had to work 2 jobs. Like, it wasn't difficult for my parents, but like for the fact that we lived on a farm near two relatives of my dad's that were alcoholics, we struggled because they would only come over to get information and get my dad to drink. And like, my dad's not an alcoholic. He's actually the nicest guy ever. Like, but yeah, no, when we found out that we were moving to the city, it was the best thing for my dad, I have to admit. Even though, like, some of his friends were nice, it's just they all pretty much like to drink, and I kind of felt bad for my dad. So, anyways, I'm going to stop this video right here because I am rambling on about random things that have nothing to do with this video. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and please subscribe, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye.